Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate, this is Diamond Painting in Dr. Pepper, and it is time for my favorite video of the month. This is my WIP update / month in review for July, and I'm really excited to get into everything I worked on during the month, diamond painting wise, and then also for those of you who are into reading, I will go over all the books that I read at the end of the video. So yeah, stick around and we'll get right into it. Okay, I'm gonna start with my one diamond painting finish for the month, which is Friends of the Rainbow by Disney and Diamond Art Club. And this one was 69 by 60 centimeters, and it was square. And I started it on June 2nd and finished it on July 22nd. And it was so much fun. Lots and lots of color blocking, which I love. Not everyone does, but it just went so fast and was so much fun. And the rainbow in the background that was all special drills, that they're all iridescent, and I haven't worked with too many iridescents yet, just like some here and there, and just having that big block of iridescence to work on in a rainbow was so much fun. I also discovered my new favorite drill, which is L3837. It's that purple one in the rainbow, and it's so gorgeous. It like the facets reflect blues and purples and pinks, and it's so pretty. That one was my only finish for the month, so now I'll go ahead and get into my WIPs. First one is the WIP that I'm carrying with me through the whole year, which is the Months of the Year Mini Dazzle set. So this month I did July's little mini dazzle, and it is so pretty. I love the lighthouse and the sailboat, and the colors in this one, very summery, very aesthetic. I really enjoyed this one, and I'm looking forward to August because it's more kind of like that, very summer vibes and just gorgeous. So this is one where I'm doing one of the mini dazzles per month that correspond with the month we're in, and I'm having a lot of fun with this WIP, and once all 12 are done, I will consider that a finish for the year. So that won't be till December, but I'm having a lot of fun doing one of these every month. My next WIP is The Way of Kings by Dragonsteel. This is a diamond painting based on my favorite book series, The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. I started it February 18th. It's a round drill, it's acrylic drills, it's computer charted. It's weird because they like print the whole image underneath, and then they put the spots for the drills on top of the image. And the rendering leaves a bit to be desired. I think it should have been a lot bigger to get some of these details in. It is 86 by 45 centimeters, but I'm still enjoying it. It's a lot of confetti. I don't think I could sit down and do it straight through if I wasn't working on, I'm a multi-whipper, so I have a lot of different diamond paintings going on at once usually, and if it wasn't for that, it would probably drive me a little nuts. But as it is, I am enjoying getting to work on it every time my little whip wheel spins it. And I've made quite a bit of progress this last month on this one, as you can see here. And it was really fun. I only have about a row and a half left, I'd say, before I finish this. And I'm going to be kind of sad when it's over, but I'm also going to be excited to maybe hang it up somewhere because, yeah, favorite book series. My last WIP that I am carrying over into August is Enchanted Forest by Safina Art. This one is a 42.6 by 42.6 centimeter square. It's round drills. And it's got some quad cube special drills in the background that are really fun. When I finished Friends of the Rainbow, I wanted to start a Diamond Art Club round kit because I hadn't done one in a minute. And I wanted it to be something small so I would be sure to get it done in August. so that I could start Drills and Chills kits after that. I'm very excited for Drills and Chills. So I had two contenders that I put up for a vote in the Crafter's Den. One was Enchanted Forest and the other was Star Spirit by Jamushka. And everyone voted for me to do Enchanted Forest. That's the one that won. So I was very excited to kit this one up and work on it. It's a bit of an older kit. It didn't have like the perforated covers or anything, but I'm really enjoying it. It's been one that I've wanted to do ever since I got it and just hadn't gotten to yet. So I was really excited to be able to work on it. And as you can see, I got about 2/5 of the way done during July, and it is currently August 2nd as I'm recording this, and I am now in the 4th column of 5, so it's gonna be done very quickly. I started it July 24th, and I will probably finish it shortly. I wanted to try doing something a little new this month and talk about all the DAC kits that I ordered for the month. Let me know down below if that's something that you're interested in. I'm going to go ahead and do it this time, just because I find that interesting finding out what other people get, and so I'm going to talk about what I got. I ended up getting 6 kits this month and 2 mini dazzle sets. So I got, at the Christmas drop, I got Christmas Candy Box by Mrs. Butter D, and I got Christmas Witch by Marigona Suli. And then the other kits I got this month were Afternoon Tea by Art by Julia, Witch's Tea House by Mrs. Butter D, The Rebellion, and The Dark Side by Star Wars. So I had to limit myself some of these weeks because lots of stuff was dropping that I really wanted, but those were the 6 kits that I ended up allowing myself to get. And then the 2 mini dazzle sets I got were the 90s set and the Pirates set. I mostly got the Pirates set because I thought my husband might want to do that one. He diamond paints sometimes. He's been working on the same kit for like 3 years. It's huge. It's the one he started with, and I thought he might maybe enjoy seeing what it's like to finish it project. So that's why I got the Pirates set, because if anything is going to entice him, it's going to be pirates. So we'll see if he ever does that. If not, I'll enjoy doing them. So there's that. And then the 90s set, just because I absolutely love that one. So I'm excited to do that at some point too. Yeah, so that's the 6 kits that I bought and the 2 mini dazzle sets that I got in the month of July. And we'll see how I do in August. So that is actually all of my diamond painting updates I have to give currently. I'm excited to work on maybe a Halloween/fall diamond painting after I finish Enchanted Forest, because I'm just gonna start early. I have a lot of Halloween fall Drills and Chills type kits, and I can never get that many of them done during the 2 months of Drills and Chills, so I'm going to start early and see how many I can do. However, during the month of August, I will also still work on the Way of Kings too and try to get that completed during that month so that I don't carry it over into September, because once September starts, I just want to be doing only Drills and Chills kits. So yeah, that is it for diamond painting. If you enjoy book talk, hang around and I'm going to talk about what I read this month. If you are checking out here, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, on to book talk. So as we moved from June to July, I was in the middle of reading Cress by Marissa Meyer, which is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I love that series. I'm having so much fun reading those books. They are YA, and they're retellings of fairy tales, but kind of woven together in a new story that takes place somewhere far in Earth's future. And they're super creative, and I'm loving it. So Cress was basically a Rapunzel retelling, sort of. And yeah, really, really loved that one. I'm pretty sure I gave that one 5 stars. I am very excited to read the next one, Winter. It is on hold for me in the Libby app, and it's got several weeks to go yet before it's my turn, but I'm very excited for when it is. So that was the first one I finished. I don't think I even said how many I finished this month. It was 6 finished books. I read some longer books this month than the month before, so some of these took me a bit longer to finish, and that's why I didn't read as many. Alright, Cress was the first one. After that, I finished like a little small Audible original called Amorph, based on the stories of N.K. Jemisin, which I've never read any N.K. Jemisin, and from the reviews that I saw on this after I read it, apparently it's not a good example of N.K. Jemisin's work. So I think I gave this one 3 stars. It wasn't great. I think maybe I just don't prefer these Audible originals where they have like a whole cast and there's little to no narration as if you're reading a book. It's more like people talking to each other, and that's how the story moves along. So I don't know if it was that or the story itself. It didn't grab my attention. The only reason I finished it, I think, is because it was so short that it didn't bother me to just go ahead and finish it. I was looking for something to read in between Cress and Isles of the Emberdark, which was the new Brandon Sanderson novel that dropped on Audible on July 10th. So it did fill the bill to go in between those two things, and I can't say that I'm glad I read it, but I read it. Alright, Isles of the Emberdark was after that, and this was awesome. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. I give a lot of Brandon Sanderson books 5 stars. He's my favorite author. Not everything he does is my favorite, but this was one of my favorites that he's done, especially as more of a standalone and not part of a series. I just thought it was really well done. It had some of my favorite new characters in it, and I loved all the tie-ins to different parts of his interconnected world, the Cosmere. There were a lot of references that I'm sure I didn't even get all of them, so I'm excited to maybe read it again at some point and pick out even more of them. But yeah, loved this book. It had a lot of themes of how a society moves forward when it's being forced to conform to things developing faster than they ever imagined, as far as their technology and outside influences, and how certain people within a society like that could start to feel like they no longer have a purpose. And in my mind, I was thinking of things like AI, where a lot of artists are having that feeling right now, where some of them are feeling like they're no longer desired in certain art jobs because AI is taking over those jobs. And I don't think it's just the art sphere, but that's the one that I hear about the most often because I'm in those circles. But I know that AI is taking over a lot of different kinds of jobs, and it can feel like to certain people that what was the point of their whole learning journey up to that point just to be phased out, you know? So there were a lot of those kinds of themes, which I found really interesting and intriguing to think about. Yeah, just some really fun characters and a really great story. I loved it. 4th, I read and finished Anne of Green Gables, which is a classic, and I had never read it before, and I just thought it might be kind of fun. So a while ago I had put it on hold on my Libby app, and it popped up, and so I was like, okay, I'll read that. And I enjoyed it. Anne is such a fun character, and I really thought it was interesting to be reading something that was written so long ago and to see the differences between what life is like over 100 years later and yet how similar people were, you know what I mean? So yeah, I recommend it if you've never read it. Really liked it. I think I gave that one 4 stars because it's not my typical style of book that I read, but it still was really good. After that, I read Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, but that is a kind of young adult or even maybe older children's book, youth book. And I thought the story was going to be a lot different than it was. I don't know why I thought that, just the way that it was described and the way it was set up within the book. I was imagining all kinds of things that could happen with the premise that it's built upon, and not really any of those things happen. So I was left a little bit let down by that, just because I think if some of those things had happened, it would have been more exciting and interesting than what ended up happening in the actual story. But to be fair, it is the first book in a, I think, quartet of books. So it's possible that things like that do happen in the books after that. It was a long book, and I typically love long books, but with this particular one, I was feeling like it was dragging. And I don't know if that's just because of my disappointment with where it didn't go, or if it's just because it was written in kind of a slow way. I don't know. But I didn't dislike it. I think I still gave it 4 stars because I liked the writing and the characters. I just wasn't as happy with the plot personally. So that was Inkheart. After that, I finished The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is part of the books that I'm co-reading with my 2 oldest kids, and this was the 4th one. At Christmas I had wrapped up 4 books, thinking that we'd read probably 1 every quarter for the year, but we got through them a lot faster than I thought we would. And this one was maybe my favorite of all 4, which is kind of surprising to me because I thought it was just going to be like a fun little romance novel, nothing too deep. And that is kind of what it is, but it was written so well, and the characters were so good, and I felt like the relationship between them was built in a way that felt natural, which sometimes I find not the case in some romance novels. So I really enjoyed the banter and the friendship between the main character and his brother and his best friend that were also a big part of the novel, not to mention the love interest. So I just, and there was an overarching plot also that I also thought was really fun and intriguing. And it was just, it made me cry at one point, I believe. So I just thought it was really well done, and really excited to read the second book, which I think came out recently, called Go Luck Yourself. But yeah, The Nightmare Before Christmas was a 5-star read for me. I really enjoyed it, and it was for my 2 kids also. They also really loved it. And I am excited to say that we decided to keep going with our buddy reads, even though we ran out of the books that I gave them. And so the next one we decided to read together is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So we started that one last month in July, and I am currently in the process of reading that one with them. So that is one I am carrying over as a WIP. But we really loved The Starless Sea that we read together this year. So we wanted to read The Night Circus by the same author. And so we started that one recently, and yeah, already loving that one too. So that is one of my current reads. I also still have Aurora Burning in progress. I haven't made any more progress on that one for I think the 2nd month in a row, because I just haven't been reading physically right now. I'm still not in that mood. Sometimes I get in that mood and I'll finish a whole book, but those moods are few and far between, so that's why I haven't made any more progress on that one. And then the 3rd book that I am in the progress of reading as the end of July rolled around was The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. This one is really interesting and intriguing to me. I am catching all kinds of references to other stories that I love. It involves time travel, which is probably my all-time favorite trope in books and stories and movies. So really, really, really enjoying the character work, the plot. Yeah, pretty much everything about this one. So I'm anticipating another 5-star book for me. I am almost through with it, and I don't anticipate it being less than a 5-star. So yeah, I'm really excited to finish that one up, and I think I'm gonna want to read the rest of this series. I think there's 2 more books. So I'm excited to find another series that I'm just head over heels in love with, because I feel like those are few and far between, but I found quite a few of them this year. So I'm feeling really happy about that. I have that series, and then the Lunar Chronicles that I love, and then Dungeon Crawler Carl, which you'll notice I did not read any Dungeon Crawler Carl again this month, and it's because my Libby books kept popping in faster than expected, and I always feel like I need to prioritize those because I have them for a limited time, and I know people are waiting for me to finish my turn so that they can get them. So I always feel like if one of those pops up, I should read that before moving on to books that I actually own. So that brings me to what I'll be reading next after the book that wouldn't burn. I already got another one popping up in my Libby app that I put on hold that was supposed to come up later, but it's here now, and it's Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't remember the name of the author off the top of my head, but again, not my usual genre, but I've heard lots of good things about this book, so I'm excited to see what it's about and try it out. So I guess I'll read that, and then hopefully can finally read the Dungeon Crawler Carl book 5, which I'm very excited about. Also, on the 21st, I'll get my next Audible credit, which I'll be using for book 6 of Dungeon Crawler Carl, so maybe I'll catch up and read 2 or 3 Dungeon Crawler Carl books this month. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that is it for my monthly update. I hope you enjoyed listening to what I got up to this month. I have been loving seeing everyone else's month in reviews go up. It's my favorite time of the month to just watch all those. If you don't have a channel, please tell me down below what you finished this month and what your favorite project was, or if you had a favorite book that you read, tell me about that. I just love checking in with everybody once a month to see where we're all at and what we got done. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will DAC you all in the next video. Bye everybody!